Every Star Wars fan knows this sight: rivers of lava, toxic skies, and a landscape that looks like the antechamber of hell. Mustafar. This is where Darth Vader was born, and this is where Anakin Skywalker died. But did you know that this planet wasn't always a volcanic nightmare? It used to be teeming with life, covered in lush forests and gardens. What happened to turn it into a dead shell? And why, despite such extreme conditions, did someone decide to live there? And not just miners, but the Dark Lord of the Sith himself? Today, we will uncover the dark history of Mustafar that wasn't shown in the movies. Mustafar is a small planet, with a diameter of only 4,200 kilometers. It lies in the outer rim, sandwiched between two giant gas giants, Jestafad and Lafrani. These two planets are to blame for Mustafar's current state. Their massive gravity literally tears the interior of the small planet apart, acting like a giant vice. This causes constant earthquakes and volcanic eruptions that never stop. These are tidal forces, similar to those the moon exerts on Earth's oceans. Only here, instead of water, they move molten rock. That is why every building on Mustafar, including the Separatist factories, had to be equipped with strong thermal shields and gravity fields to keep from sliding straight into a river of lava. Even though the conditions seem deadly, the planet has its native inhabitants. The Mustafarians are an insectoid race that split into two subspecies. The Southerners, shorter, stronger, performing hard physical labor in mines, extracting valuable minerals from the lava. The Northerners, taller, slimmer, serving as guards and engineers, riding giant heat-resistant insects. They lived in underground tunnels, sheltering from the heat. For years, they were exploited by the Techno-Union, and later by the Empire, but they weren't the most important residents of this planet. Why did Vader, having the entire galaxy at his disposal, choose the site of his greatest defeat as his headquarters? The place where he burned alive and lost everything? The decision belonged to Palpatine, but Vader accepted it. Mustafar was a strong locus of the dark side of the Force. He built his fortress there, Vader's castle, exactly above an ancient Sith cave. It was there that he meditated, trying to resurrect Padme or simply feeding on his pain and hatred, which gave him power. However, the story of Mustafar doesn't end in fire. Interestingly, in The Rise of Skywalker, we see that the planet is beginning to slowly revive. Kylo Ren is seen fighting in a forest of so-called iron trees, plants hard as metal, capable of surviving in toxic fumes. This forest, known as Corvax Fen, was cultivated by the Alasmech cultists who settled in the ruins of Vader's castle to guard his legacy. This suggests an incredible thing. After Vader's death, the balance began to return, and hell slowly cooled down. When the source of the dark side vanished, the planet began to heal, slowly returning to its former green form from before the cataclysm. Mustafar is proof that even from ashes, life can be reborn. The fire eventually burns out, but there are places in the galaxy where the darkness is eternal, and the environment is even more deadly than volcanoes, places the Jedi preferred to forget. We recently descended to the very bottom of Coruscant, to Level 1. What lives there would make even Vader feel uneasy. Click here to see what hides in the foundations of the capital.